The Prime Minister couldn't have been clearer last night. Like I have said consistently this past week, Boris Johnson also acknowledged the chilling death of George Floyd, who was laid to rest today, has set off an important international discussion about modern-day race relations. No one should hide away from these uncomfortable discussions. I certainly won't be on this show. This civil rights movement provides a much-needed reckoning to stamp out systemic racism in all its forms. But the PM, who was silent as violence erupted outside his home at the weekend, finally made clear that breaking the law using this movement as cover will not be accepted. In a powerful video message filmed at number 10 Downing Street, Boris vowed, "I will not support or indulge those who break the law or attack the police or desecrate public monuments. We have a democracy in this country. Those people will face the full force of the law." Thank goodness for that. The overwhelming number of peaceful Black Lives Matter protesters have sadly, very sadly, had their message undermined by the militant Antifa movement. Those extremists are prepared to use violent means to achieve their goals, which, do not forget, include the overthrow of the police. No one is saying the police are perfect. Like every institution, of course there are areas that they can improve on, but a life without them is one we shouldn't countenance. It is clear this simmering tension is going to get a whole lot more complicated after cops in Bristol allowed the lawless removal of the Edward Colston statue on Sunday. This evening at Oxford University, while we are on air, there is due to be a peaceful protest arranged by those who want the statue of Cecil Rhodes to be removed. The Rhodes Must Fall campaign want memorials to this 19th century mining magnate who helped Victorian Britain colonise much of southern Africa removed. They want them gone altogether. Now, Rhodes's connection to Oxford University dates back over 100 years. You know, the Rhodes Scholar, you would have heard of that, haven't you? They include people like Bill Clinton. Well, that is connected to this man. But critics describe him as the Hitler of southern Africa. What happens today if this project is yet again hijacked by violence, as has been speculated about online? Will the police step in this time? We will find out while we are on air today. Meanwhile, hopeless London Mayor Sadiq Khan this morning promised a widespread review of place names and monuments in the capital, which could see famous institutions like the Tate and Guy's Hospital renamed. And this morning on Good Morning Britain, the prominent historian Kate Williams said a conversation even needs to be started about the Westminster statue of Winston Churchill. I mean, I just can't understand this. The man who we owe modern society to after defeating the world's ultimate fascist Hitler. We need to get rid of his statue too. We're going a bit mad, I think, and this could all lead to a dangerous revision of our history. It's impossible to judge historical figures by 2020 standards. As William Hague, the former Tory leader, points out in the Daily Telegraph this morning, there could be this very debate taking place in a few decades' time about today's heroes like Nelson Mandela, because perhaps he wasn't a vegan. I call on these campaigners to use democratic means if they want changes made to monuments or the names of long-standing institutions changed too. I'm certain those in power will have far more sympathy to these requests than they would have even a couple of months ago. That's the beauty of living in a democracy. So that's our question of the day. Is Boris Johnson right to say protesters who desecrate public monuments should feel the full force of the law? Or perhaps you think actually it's only this violent protest. It is only this willful destruction of these statues that has got the country talking about this.